It is right. Hello, hello, hello. I'm back. That's right. I was gonna play some of my music, but it's coming. I'm doing some remixes to it. How y'all doing on this early Wednesday morning? It's around like 1:46 a.m. Oh yes, what they call this the witching hours. I guess everybody's either in sleep or going to bed or whatever, but this is a remix of my other one I did, The Desires and um Ascension, Spiritual Death, Transformation. I'm remixing it because Empire blocked it or whatever. I guess because I didn't think nobody was paying me any mind like that, but I guess they didn't like the fact that I was playing their music or whatever, which I got my own music to play. That's my stuff where I got my beats where I'm doing the singing and whatever my stuff, but I'm just I want to do the remix, play the remix, but I may play the older version and then play the remix and stuff too. Yes. How are y'all doing? We're gonna get right into it because I got a busy I have a very big busy schedule, but I want to take time out to be consistent. And even the song I was playing, Aaliyah song of if you don't succeed, then go ahead and try again. Go ahead and keep on going. Don't ever give up on yourself or give up on your passions or what your calling is and trying to find your footprints in this 3D dimension. But what I want to talk about is we're gonna get right into it. We was talking about rebirth, spiritual death, transformation, integration, seeing, and then I'm gonna talk about balance and those different things. And the same things sort of that I talked about the last time. I might go a little deeper this time, but the picture that I have up is a picture of Oya. She's the mother of change, the mother of nine. Um, she's in the storms, the hurricanes. She's in the wind. I didn't say that the last time, but she's in the wind of change. A lot of times we think that a tornado or a hurricane or a storm or something that destroys is bad, but a lot of things have to be destroyed before they can be rebuilt. Um, it doesn't feel good. Nobody likes to go through anything. People, we all like it easy. We like to have, we don't like a lot of uh chaos, but the chaos is that dark matter that we come from. That those where those dark holes are, that's that creative matter, that's the chaos. It balances out with the masculine energy, but it's needed. Like that's the feminine energy. We've been taught that that's bad and that's dark and that's dark moon Lilith and it's evil and this and that and anything feminine is just terrible. But honestly, without you, what would we be without that creative? We all come from that creative dark matter. Well, I don't know about everybody, but I know a lot of us come from that creative dark matter. That's the great mother. That's the holy mother. That's what the priests over in the Catholic Church. That's when they praying to the Black Madonna and the Sun. That's that where Mother Earth, where we come from. The great mother. That's who you know creation comes from. And as an example is us, the womb man, the woman. We create in our wombs and everything. You know, a lot of times we seeing a lot of things now where people are losing their cool. And I was saying a lot of times when you get caught in those lower desires, and you get, when you inhale, you get caught. That's representative of Venus. That's the desires, the things in the natural field, taste, touch, and smell, the things that you can actually see and feel, and your senses and stuff to make you, things that make you feel good, things of the animal nature of the lower chakra, the root chakra and stuff. A lot of times when you get caught a lot of times too low in those desires, you can actually become a prisoner to those demons. And a lot of times we have to have balance in all things. You don't want to be too righteous, or you don't want to be too down into sin and what they call it in the religious, the Bible, down in your lower desires. You want to have balance on, because a lot of times you if you let those desires overtake you, you sitting somewhere, you like, that little voice that told you to do that stuff to make you look like a fool. You like, oh my God, what did I do? Then that little voice like, yeah, you done messed up. You done fucked up, girl. What in the world? And they sitting over there in the corner too with you, the little demon that told you to do it. Make a fool out of yourself. It's sad. Um, I might as well go and mention it. I'm not gonna make the whole live about it, but it's really amazing what happened with the Will Smith and the way he, went off. They saying he went off of Jada vibes. Some people saying he was protecting his wife. Some people saying he was disrespecting another man, and it could have been handled a better way. Personally, I think he's going through some stuff. A lot of times, those people have to do a lot to get to where they are, and they're really not. They really didn't know no better. Some of them when they entered into those contracts, and now it's like, what was it all worth? Like, it's really not. Nothing is worth your soul. Nothing is worth you not being true to yourself. One second. Nothing is worth you not truly loving you and being true to yourself. But a lot of times, when you really young like that and you enter into those Hollywood and stuff like that, you don't really know any better. I've had opportunities to, because I write music and I sing, I do a lot of different things and I, sample do beats and create. I create music, I write and all that. I even sing. So I do other things too, but with the music industry, a lot of times they get you when you're young, and if you're not aware, what helped me out was being a Christian at that time. So I was like, I can't do any secular music. But even in my ignorance of not knowing that it's okay to, do different varieties of music, but I didn't know it at that time. That did help me and it protected me. I needed that for that at that certain time frame in my life, because I was not really ready to just jump out there and do tracks on different people that tracks that was already signed because I was like, oh, if you're not doing gospel music or inspirational music, I can't be a part of it. So that was my little protection, which I'm so glad because I a lot of times you got to be careful who you get tied up with. Even in the gospel arena, I noticed that it was a lot of fishy stuff going on back then. Even with the one second, even with the music that I was singing, which was inspirational, it was a lot of stuff going on with that too. I noticed, it was a lot of things that I don't agree with and didn't agree with back then. I'm on live. I didn't agree with back then or whatever. Yeah, you can come in, but you can't say nothing. Yeah, so I was just like, yeah, I decided to do my own thing, be an independent person, and then I, actually was very successful and still am doing it. I took breaks because of my things I had going on in my personal life, but it wasn't because of I didn't have the talent or I didn't have the opportunities to go big. I just was not ready at the time because I had so many things going on in my personal life that I didn't want to uh, go to certain levels, and I still had a lot of stuff going on in the background. But we're gonna talk about. Someone asked me to talk about porn and how that affects people. I don't necessarily think it's the porn. I think it's people are not having self control over things. It's not anything that you do. You have to do it in moderation. Like I don't think it's anything wrong with looking at a porn movie, but when you start like actually needing it to actually survive and live and thrive and to actually have intimacy with the person that you with, that's when it becomes a problem. That's when you diving into that lower self, those lower desires. That's when anything it can happen with food, sex, drugs, addicted to internet, addicted to gossiping, addicted to going to you can even be addicted to going to like religious places like church and the mosque and the temples and different things. You can even be a spiritual person and you be addicted to things and you're not right balanced out with it. Like you can say, okay, I'm involved with the spiritual world, the orishas and ancestors, and I'm a spiritual guru. But if you're not balanced with the polarities, then you still are falling into quote unquote sin, is what they call it in the in the religions and stuff. You're really sinning because you letting those demons overtake you. You have to balance out. You have to have balance and moderation and control and everything. And like I said, with the music industry and these people in Hollywood and all that, a lot of these people they seeing now with this energy that we entering in the Aquarius energy, they seeing that all the money, the fame, the fortune, and all the sacrifices they made to get to where they are to help their families and whoever else they was trying to help or impress these women and men and have all the riches, it don't make you happy. See that joy comes from the inside of you. It comes from the peace and you getting in touch with yourself, knowing who you are, knowing your divine purpose, knowing actually, just knowing what you want out of this life. Like a lot of times we start out and we doing what people tell us to do. It's not things that we want to do. We just trying to be accepted into society and we trying to be make our parents happy or our friends and fit into these peer groups. But that may not necessarily be the road that you wanted to travel. And then later on in life, you realize, well, this not what I really wanted to do. Like that was what they wanted me to do, and I have to find my own way. I got to find my purpose, my destiny, where I belong in this world. Because if something is not fulfilling to you and you don't have the passion and the drive to do it, eventually you're gonna get tired and just be like, oh, I don't have the motivation to do this anymore. Because if it's something that's you're divinely aligned with and it's your passion and your purpose, you will find. I notice I found this out because I have a lot of different talents and I do a lot of different things. So when I notice that I got the drive to do things for free. It's some things I'll do that I don't even got to get. I just love doing it. It's just a passion for me. Like I love helping people, feeding the hungry people, and helping the homeless people, the elderly, the children, men, women. I just love to help people and heal people and give them a word of encouragement and just feed. I would do that for free, but a lot of times when you make an impact and you do things from your heart and you do things with the right intentions, you'll when you make a big impact, you'll get paid for it. But you already done put the time in and the heart and the energy and the effort into building that part of your purpose. But you will get compensated. Your gifts will make room for you. But a lot of people, when you see a lot of people, a lot of times where they done made a lot of money, they was doing it and making a big impact. Maybe not on the internet or where we could see them, but they was doing something in that field and making an impact before they ever got discovered. They had been they'll say, I always did this. Like me, I've always did the stuff I'm doing with my nonprofit organization. This is stuff I just woke up and be do because I love doing it. But I decided that I needed to expand and I needed to make a bigger impact. So, I put myself into alignment with other people and because we need to work in this energy as a collective to help everybody ascend. It's not just about me and mine and me doing it. And we don't want to get off into our egos and get all the credit. It's about us with teamwork, working together and unity and teamwork. And another thing, a lot of people been through a lot of stuff in their childhood. So when they get up, they have these desires, and it may not necessarily be them. It may be because of the abuse of sexual. Kids get sexually abused and stuff like that, and rape. Women get raped, and men get raped. Boys get raped too. Girls get raped and molested. So sometimes you desire things. It's not because it's you. It's because of the fact of it's what somebody else done to you and exposed you to, and you are desiring that. A lot of times, once people get healed and do their shadow work, they actually are released from that type of energy and those lower desires that was destroying them and had them captive. Those spirits or whatever that they didn't put into check. Once your shadow work is not easy. I've been doing my shadow work for a while, and it's levels to it. It's levels to unconditional love. It's levels to healing. We're at an ascension now where we going on up beyond the 4D. It's not about capitalism, me, mine, myself. It's about us working together to help each other ascend. It's some people that don't, won't do a sin. They might want to stay where they at, but it is people that are awakening, and it's powers in numbers, and we putting our energy together because they want us to be controlled by them. They want us to be in fear. Once we're in fear and doubt and anger and stuff, that's what fuels their system and keeps it going when we're actually in fear and all this stuff. Like even with the way they do the adrenochrome with the children, where they scare them and then they suck the fluid out of their brain to stay young. That's how they fueled off of our fear and doubt and lower vibrations. You want to stay high vibrating as much as you can. Whatever you got to do, if it's fasting, praying, meditation, connecting with nature, connecting with chai, connecting with source, the supreme source, the great mother, the righteous father, the son, the daughter. We it's a time now where we the mother is where they, took her down from the throne and they put up the patriarch. They took the matriarch down. The matriarch and the patriarch has to come together to have the balance, and we have to heal the daughter. We have to bring the daughter was abandoned by the father. This is spiritual and physical too. It's time to bring once the daughter is healed, it's balanced, it's complete. Um, we have a lot of bitterness and hatred and war going on between the man and woman and masculine and feminine energies. Until we learn to come together and work together, then we are not going to rise as a people. We can't have one without the other. One is no better than the other. The matriarch is no better than the patriarch. The patriarch is no better than the matriarch. The woman is no better than the man. The man is no better than the woman. We need each other. We need to love each other. We need to heal each other. We need to respect each other and have compassion for each other. I don't agree with nobody walking on those stage, but I don't know what that man was going through. But still, I don't think that's cool for to do that. Walk on a stage and they could have handled that he could have handled that in a better way. I think that's very disrespectful. I think it's disrespect. I don't see it as a way of protecting. I wouldn't want my husband to protect me like that to go walk on those stage and slap another man like that. And they colleagues and stuff. I mean, that's sad. It's sad if you gotta prove and live your life in the shadows of a dead man that's been idolized. I'm talking about Tupac. That's really sad. We be thinking these people got it all figured out, but people got a lot of stuff going on, and a lot of times that pandemic didn't help. People had mental illness and demon possession, and that just amplified a lot of things already. And with transformation and rebirth and spiritual death, a lot of times, we are afraid of death, but it's a part of life. I mean, I know during since the pandemic or whatever, a lot of people been getting out of here, but people die all the time, and people spiritually die too. It's balance and dualities to this. Just like physical death, there's a such thing as spiritual death and transformation, but it has to be in rebirth. Like the butterfly, the caterpillar, and the butterfly, you look at that caterpillar and you just be like, oh, look at that thing. It looks terrible. But then in the end, look how beautiful the butterfly comes out. It's just we have to we failed our children, and our parents failed us. They didn't give us the tools that we needed. They gave us pieces of the puzzle. And maybe, it wasn't time. I know that when they were doing rituals over in the Dogon tribe, the Dogon tribe was doing rituals for us to awaken over here. They was flooding us with sample music, taking the record player away because the record player had carbon in it and different dials on it to heal. It would rejuvenate the people and heal them over the weekends and stuff like that as they were off work. And the music is very healing. It is very healing. But they started sampling the music and flooded us with gangster rap. So instead of awakening, and I think they say they blocked the portals back in when they made it Independence Day. And see, think about Independence Day and how big of a role Will Smith played in that. And that was actually going on in the spiritual realm where they said they blocked the portals or sent those energies back through the portals because they was trying to come like they are here now. They're here trying to awaken us and help us ascend. But they sent them back through or blocked it. But look what happened with the gangster rap and then the crack epidemic and all that stuff. Like how they had kept us. They prosper when we stay in those lower vibrations and stuff. Even the music, the lower vibrational music. They prosper off of our lower vibrations, off of our pain and suffering and anguish and fear. Like just being in fear and doubt and that hatred and division. Like that's why they doing all this lockdown stuff and all this different stuff too, because they don't want to. They know this the energy of humanitarianism, where we the Aquarius energy, where we come together as a collective and we ascend and heal and rise together. So they know this. So of course they're gonna try to be God and want us to control how we rise, so they can keep right on vampiring our energy and sucking our energy and all this kind of stuff. Whatever you in, whether you in the spirituality or religion or even the looking at the basketball games and football games or whatever sport you like. They doing rituals while you looking at stuff like that. You, as a mass, as the collective, they doing rituals in between those half times and stuff like that because that's how they try to stay on top with that type of stuff, sucking our energy sources and all of this. Like I said, a lot of times people are uh involved in things and when they're children that they can't help. It's not what happens to you, it's how you respond. We can't control a lot of times who our parents are and who we babysitted by and who harm us when we children, but you can control how you react to it. You don't want to keep being a victim and be a victim twice and be in denial, and bitter and hating and all this kind of stuff. And it's just not gonna give you what you need to get out of this life that you're in. We it's saying Job, you only promised to live three scores and some years. That's probably like 80 or 90 years or less. But I know I was at a funeral a few weeks ago and the preacher was talking about how we people live to be thousands of and thousands of years old. They did. The reason why people don't live now to be those ages is because of how they tampering with our DNA and our tampering with the food, the water, our blood cells, and the stuff they did to our parents and with them wars they were in and stuff like Vietnam and Desert Storm and all even our grandparents that fought in those wars and stuff, like they tampered and experimented with them with different things like Asian orange and different stuff, that affects us. That's passed down. So when we meditate and pray, we have to even pray over our DNA, our chromosomes, our genes, and our atoms and our cells and our different body systems, like our nervous systems, our cardiovascular systems, and our musculoskeletal systems. You have to really tap in and go within and heal you. It says in the Bible, physician healed ourselves. We have to really be tapped into aligning our chakras and healing ourselves and aligning with nature best we can. If you try, make one step. They say then the cosmic royal family, the great mother, the righteous father, the son, the daughter, the archangels, the spirit guides, the ancestors, the orishas, Ashe, um, the 16 prophets. If you make one step and try, then it's a lot of times it's all in your intentions. What are your intentions? What are your motives? What place are you coming from with what you're trying to do? And I know, like I said, I've been going through my went through my shadow work. It's levels to it. I'm still learning. Like I said, I'm a child at heart. I was just listening to a child talk about Rapunzel the other day, and she was talking about how she want her hair to grow and go into different galaxies and planets. And I'm just sitting there just amazed, enjoying it. Because like I said, I'm a child at heart. And I was telling her, showing her this lady on YouTube that has these locks that are sort of like Rapunzel locks. They just go and grow and go and go, and they're so long. She had to carry her hair in a basket. It's so heavy. So um it's just levels to this stuff. You always supposed to stay lighthearted. When Maya, this is the energy of Maya too, of justice, of judgment. Um, that's when they wear your heart, it's supposed to be light as a feather, Maya. You need to look that up, the universal laws and stuff like that, justice and judgment and balance. We have to be balanced. Um, also, yeah, like I said, the picture that I have up, that's the picture of Oya, Mama Oya, the mother of change, death, even physical death. They say she stands at the middle way of the when people transition over, she stands at the gate and stuff, of death. And she's the over the spiritual death, also rebirth and transformation, dealing with the Scorpio energy. That's that November Scorpio energy. And keeping it real. Yeah, I was in fear of the pandemic when it first started. I'm not even gonna sit here in front. I was scared, like bird box scared, and I was also afraid of living in certain areas. And my fear manifested things in my life that wasn't so beautiful. But when I realized what I had been doing all this time by thinking certain thoughts and speaking certain things and just being in fear, I tried to change, and I had some people to help me. I'm grateful and for my pastor. Even though she was a Christian holiness Pentecostal pastor, she had a lot of great points. One of the things she used to say was like people when they get married, if they, a lot of times experienced a lot of different sexual activities, they may not be as motivated or passionate about the mate. And then I've heard another thing where in Europe they let those children just sow their oats and do what they want to do. Then when they get older, they get married and settle down. So I think it has to be a balance to that. I never really believed in the thing like, as such as a woman being called a whore or whatever, because you never know what people go through. Even men that's into the women into different lifestyles, you never know what they've been exposed to, where they desire those things as they get older. I know I used to minister, and even when I wasn't even in church, I would help those women out like that and feed them. Used to always feed the neighborhood, and help them if they needed to go to the doctors and just, give them advice. Because me personally, I never really was into that lifestyle. Now I might used to dress real, provocative, but I was always a businesswoman at the end of the day. It's one thing to dress a certain way and then actually be, which I'm not judging nobody because you got to do what you got to do out here. I mean, in my era, it really was tough love. It really won't no. We really didn't have support from the baby boomers like that. A lot of us, we had to get it on our own. So, had I not really educated myself and try to have a trade, I might be. That's why I always had compassion and respect and try to, show unconditional love to people because if had it not been for my trades and stuff that I learned, and because I didn't have no college degree like I got now, I had trades in the nursing field. So if it had not been for that, it's no telling what I would have had to do to support me and my children because like I said, I got married as like 19, but I got married to be a single parent, honestly. Because it's just like I was a single parent, but I was married by paper. But what's that? You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, it's just people think because they married somebody, they got them, but really that's paperwork. Like that, it's got to be spiritual. It's got to be where if I'd have known what I know now, I would have got a Orisha reading before I got married, and I would have known like if my ancestors spiritually wanted me to connect with certain people and stuff like that. But when you know better, you do better. But I mean, it won't all bad. I learned a lot. I learned a lot. I really did. Like I was a book smart person, a church type person, but I needed some common sense, and I learned that. I needed that to survive like I have now, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the good, the bad, and the ugly as the mantra of Ganesh, I take it all in and digest it and balance it out and use it and transmute it and transform it. Even the merging of the different dimensions and stuff, everything is merging now. Yeah, everything is transitioning and merging. It's not the same. What was white is black, what's black is white. It's not the same thing. You gotta be able, if you the same year and year after year, something is wrong. Stagnation is not good. It's nothing wrong with change. Everybody's supposed to change. You supposed to change or sin and get better with time. Nothing is wrong with that. Like me, like I was saying, the shadow work that I have experienced, it's not easy. A lot of people would not want to go through it, but it's better to do it now than to wait until you like um on your deathbed going through shadow work, and going through these Saturn returns. I'd rather do it now at the age I am or younger because I don't want to be on my deathbed doing no shadow work and I'm having a Saturn. That's definitely that's got to be hell. Because when you go through shadow work, it feel like a dark night. It is a dark night of the soul. It is when you in hell. You fighting yourself. You fighting your biggest enemy and your best friend, which is yourself. And as I was saying on the last live stream, um, I think about my loved one that's incarcerated. I send energy and meditations and prayers to him all the time. It's a family member, and I also believe that it's no time or space between us. Like we can be right with somebody, even though they're far away. We can connect with them, and it's even better at this time. The way the energies are, the veil is thin. We can actually transcend and to what is it, telepathically communicate and be with people even if they far away. I mean, it's no time or space or distance. And also uh with like people going through a lot of mental illness and demon possessions and now and then suicide thoughts and stuff like that. I just recommend to you to go within and face the pain, be sober and feel it because You gotta go through it. You gotta face yourself. You gotta face the pain. Cause once you do that, that's your biggest enemy. You can rise from that point. You know what I'm saying? It ain't over till you say it's over. A lot of times when things just crash and fall, it's the beginning of a new era for you. It's a new beginning to it's the best thing that happened to me was for me to just honestly just crash and just basically lose everything but my mind. That was a blessing in disguise. Like for me, because I was doing it all wrong, but I didn't know no better. So the ancestors and the spiritual guides, the great mother, the father, the son, the daughter, they had to sit me down and get me somewhere where I could actually go within. I wouldn't have been able to do it nowhere else. I would not have been able to do what I did in another city or in another place, probably like I did it in the location where I was or where I'm actually being released now. Um, because I learned to face myself and face my demons and face my fears. I'm being released from the um karmic cycle that I was going through because I've actually ascended to some levels of being able to take accountability and control my ego, not get caught up into materialism, turning the material into the spiritual and the personal into universal. That's a big thing. That's a big thing. And checking yourself, constantly looking at the man in the mirror. Once you do that and you work and I done put in some work, but I still got a lot of work to do. I may not be where I need to be, but I'm definitely not where I used to be. Once you do that and you go within and know yourself, you ain't gonna have, you're gonna be abundant. You're not gonna lack. It's gonna come. Because you're gonna know that how you gonna know the elements. Like you're gonna be grateful to the elements: fire, earth, fire, earth, water, and spirit. Fire, earth, air, water, and spirit. Yeah, you're gonna be grateful to the elements. And once you get in touch with nature and you go within, you can manifest what you want. It's all you can create your heaven or hell, whether you know it or not. You manifest this life that you live in now. And we chose our parents and all that. People used to tell me that, and I used to get mad with them, but it's true. We chose to come here because and this is it's not a better time to be here than right now. The time that we living in now, oh my gosh, it's like it's merging the past. I feel some chills. It's merging the past, the present, and the future. This is a very wonderful time, y'all, to be alive. I'm telling you, this is the tipping bird. What is it? This the tip. This the tip of the iceberg, right? If you can't feel it, I don't know what to tell you. I'm wondering is you alive? You don't know that you don't feel the energy that I'm feeling. Like this is like what example can I give? Like you done lived several lifetimes, you done lived and went through all these trials and been all these different people, and now you just merging all of that together from the past, the present, and the future and balance. And then you ascending at the same time. Then you got the spiritual guys, the ancestors, the what is it, the Anunnakis and all that. All those energies are assisting. We are not alone. We are not alone. We couldn't have done all this on our own. The supreme source, our higher self, keep it high vibing, y'all. Keep it high vibing. Let them low vibrations go. Get yourself out of the way. Face your shadow. Do your shadow work. Face yourself. Hold yourself accountable. Fix you. Work on you. Once you work on you, then you're gonna attract. As you attract who you are. Honestly, if you at a low vibration, you ain't gonna track nothing but the same thing you are. You might be scared to do the stuff that these low vibrating bottom feeders do, but you thinking about it or it's in you somewhere because you attracting these people. As you heal and rise up, you know how to you those people like that not even gonna want to be around you. Cause I know when I had to clean up my backyard, when I started vibrating higher, a lot of the people that I was dealing with, they ain't want to be around me no more. I ain't even want to be around, excuse me. I didn't want to be around them either. Cause we ain't have nothing in common no more. I won't. I didn't. I won't. I didn't have no low self esteem or hate myself or need to be validated or angry with the world, angry with my family member, and got bitterness and hurt. Childhood. Yeah, you have pain and trauma. You remember stuff, but as you ascend, it becomes you. you know how to digest it. You understand. You get in touch with your Akashic record. That's that record from your DNA and stuff. You get your downloads and you understand. I had to go through some of these things not because I was a bad person or I deserved it. Sometimes you done stuff in your past lives and you got to pay them karma debts and you got to deal with them karmas. That is not easy, but it ain't nothing you can do about it. You just got to go through it and learn. Ain't nothing worse than a fool. Ain't nothing worse than a young fool, but an old fool that ain't never learned nothing. I'm telling you. You just here existing for what? Just taking up space. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, like I said, it's really sad that at 20 we shouldn't be this far behind in 2022 either. If I leave, we had Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, and they passed the torch on to the others. They failed us. I failed my children. They failed me. They didn't give us the knowledge that we needed and give us the tools. Maybe they didn't know back then because they was talking about marching and um asking, can you sit on the bus and go to the schools and eat in their restaurants and stuff like that. And that's the level they was at. So I'm not knocking that. We had to get to this point right here, but it's a spiritual battle. All that marching and riding and all that, they ain't you got to fight this battle with spiritual weapon. We got to equip these children to fight these machines too. I'm glad I thought about that. Yeah, it's time to start looking at the Terminator. These kids in our future gonna have to fight machines, y'all. They're gonna have to know how to shed these much. That's why I'm doing my school online, offline, whatever. I mean, I know I'm in alignment and I'm grateful for the people that's helping assist me and the people that's actually are, really getting me. Like they don't think that I'm crazy or out there or whatever. It's people like that's the people that I'm grateful that I have a tribe that I can vibe with, that we talk alike, we think alike, and then a lot of them think higher than me and they pull me up to higher levels. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for my unconditional love tribe. I'm so grateful for my twin flames, my unconditional love twin flames, my unconditional love soulmates. And this ain't necessarily no man that I'm trying to be with on no intimate basis. I'm talking about people that I can have that support and that nourishment from and that love, that deep agape love, what they call it in the Bible. It's just I'm appreciative of it. I'm just so grateful, because I used to think, people used to tell me I was different and I was from outer space and all this kind of stuff. It's other people just like me. It's other people that think like me. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful to the elements. I'm so grateful to the cosmic royal family. I'm so grateful to the great mother, the righteous father, the son, the daughter, the archangels, the spiritual guides, I say the ancestors. I'm so grateful for even the people that came into my life during the pandemic, and guided me on the spiritual path. I'm grateful. I'm not even gonna say no names, but I'm just so grateful. I thank them. I tell them, and I don't know if they believe me, but I do my part. I tell them I'm grateful, respect and honor, unconditional love. Um, I'm just grateful. Like I said, I apologize to my children because, honey, we failed them. Our parents failed us because they've been brainwashed and they started believing the wrong report. Like, okay, whatever, we'll believe this or whatever. It's time to go back to our ancient ways. It's time to figure out the closest scenario we can, or by tapping into the Christ within and go back to what we used to do. Living off the land, sustainability, growing our own food, pulling together, bartering, building our communities and our infrastructure. Y'all, we gonna have to have some technology. We can't just be in nature and not be on top of things and know what's going on. We gotta we gotta show these kids how to do different things as far as technology. That's what I'm trying to do. I mean, I'm already doing it. I've been doing that too. I've been doing it, but I'm gonna do it on a larger scale. I'm in expansion. I'm expanding. My organization is expanding. I'm expanding. Everything's is expanding. I'm going into the unknown. I am grateful that the spirit told me a few days ago, you passed the test. And I hear that a lot often because I be trying. I try to do my part and have the right intentions and stay in balance and stay walking in the spirit, and try to stay high vibrating. A lot of things don't be easy, but that's not what happened to me. It's how I deal with it. It's not, you gotta have self-control. You gotta control your demons. You cannot let them control you and make a fool out of you. Now, it's a such thing as a fool and a terror. The Joker, that's the fool that's a good type of fool because this fool here is like the spiritual shamans and the high priestess and the babalawas and the gurus and I guess you could say the pastors or whatever, the people that don't even they walk off the what similar to what the Bible says, the mustard seed faith. They ain't thinking about common sense. They ain't thinking about what nobody say. They ain't thinking about what somebody telling them they can't do. They speaking to these mountains and causing them to be removed, and they having a faith as a mustard seed. And see, that's that type of food that's in a lot divine alignment with the supreme source. That's that type of food. Now, I ain't talking about the type of food that doing stupid stuff that making themselves look crazy. And they ain't it. They low vibrating food. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about that zero. That's that zero is has no value to it because it's just a free. It's free. That's the terror food. That's the type of food I'm talking about. The one that's walking in a divine alignment and know that they know that they know that they walking. Woo. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Ashe, ashe, ashe. So it's about the same time frame as the other night. Yeah, we are expanding our organization, Maya's Temple of Healing and Unconditional Love. We are about to do another event just as soon. I'm moving. I'm going through a transition, a rebirth all the time. Transformation. I'm moving and expanding. I'm manifesting my dreams. I'm manifesting my hopes. I'm manifesting beautiful things. Because I have changed my mindset. I'm stepping out into the unknown. I can't just talk it in this energy. You have to walk it like you talk it. It's the Mayat's energy. You're gonna be held accountable for every word spoken out of your mouth. So I'm trying to be careful how I think, how I speak things into existence, and the things that even my emotions. Your emotions are connected to your chakras. Do you know that you got different emotions that's connected where if you are too angry and you got depression and stuff, it can affect your body system. And that's where this a lot of this disease come from because your chakras ain't like they give you the medicine. I ain't knocking medicine because medicine helps. But you don't want to just come depending on what the doctor say, what the doctor say, this and that. I'm gonna do everything. I mean, you gotta go within and heal yourself too. Ain't nothing wrong with taking on medicine. I'm all for it. But at the same time, you gotta get to the root of the problem. You know what I'm saying? If you know when you was a child, you had issues with not being loved and being abandoned and stuff like that. A lot of times, the certain cancers and stuff come from not having a mother's love and different things like that. The kidneys is associated with all those chakras associated with all your body systems. And if them chakras out of alignment, then even that root chakra and stuff, if them chakras out of alignment, that body, it's gonna express itself in a negative way. And I'm all for the medication, but we want to also get to the root of the problem and stuff like that. And we want to go back to if you don't know what the natural way is or what the ancient way is, then you need to go within and quiet yourself and figure it out because the answers are inside of you. They're inside of your occasion records, your DNA and chromosomes and things. And that 12 strand DNA is here. The 12 strands that they said the scientists said didn't matter. Oh, they matter. Them 12 strands connecting them. Oh, yes. So y'all have a wonderful Wednesday. I'm going to bed because I got to get up in a little while. And everybody, unconditional love, compassion, assistance, humanitarianism, working together, going within and finding the answers and doing that shadow work, facing yourself. Don't kill yourself. Face that shit sober. Face it. You know what I'm saying? What don't kill you will make you stronger. At least you trying to fix yourself without just giving up. You know what I'm saying? Because it get tough out here. It really do. And a lot of times when you're ready to give up, you want to break up a miracle, a breakthrough. It don't seem like it. The storm gonna rage harder before the breakthrough come, before the sunshine and the rainbow. It's gonna be. It might be a dark night, but you gotta hold on. If you gotta get to the shore on planks and pieces of board, and Maya and unconditional love is not judging people. Just you don't gotta. Unconditional love is not just being a floor mat and accepting whatever somebody do, whatever they say, and just taking anything. Is loving people even if they're not perfect in their imperfection. Love yourself and your imperfections unconditionally. Love yourself and heal yourself and work on yourself. And you will attract people and different things that will help you strengthen your weaknesses because you can't be perfect in everything. It's a lot of things I can do, a lot of things, but it's some stuff I can't do. I don't know how to do. And when I tell people that, they all, oh God, I can't. Well, I know how to do enough shit. I'm perfect a lot. I ain't gonna get off of no ego, but yeah, I know how to do it. Hell, I be telling my motherfucker, I help you. So don't be looking at me like I'm a die screw face when I tell you I need some help doing something because I'm a spiritual being having a human experience too. If you real expert in one area, you're gonna be lacking in some area. You ain't gonna know how to do just have everything. Come on, because you taking a lot of that energy and putting it over into that excellent thing. So you know what I'm saying? You're gonna need some help. You're gonna need some balance or whatever. You're gonna need some strengthening in some areas. But hey, that's a part of this experience. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with that. Love yourself, accept you, and work on you. Do the best you can. And unconditional love to y'all. Balance, healing, ascension, unity. We working together as the collective. We creating our heaven on earth, our golden age, healing to your DNA, your systems, your blood cells, your white blood cells, your red blood cells, your chromosomes, your atoms, your DNA, your musculoskeletal systems and nervous systems, your brain cells, your heart valves, your veins, and your arteries, and even your feet, your knees, strength to walk the walk, and go on and see what the end is gonna be. Because you already won the battle and the war. Don't wait till the battle is over. Shout now. It might not look like it, but you don't won already. You gotta speak it. You gotta pray as if you already got it. Be like, I thank you already for it. Don't even be like, can I this and can I have and all this and that. Pray like you already got it. Y'all have a wonderful morning and unconditional love and healing to you. Please like, subscribe, and share.